Venezuela's coastal region of La Guaira is in ruins tonight, after two powerful earthquakes struck the area earlier this week, and a New York Times analysis of satellite imagery, photographs, video, and social media posts is now giving us our first clear picture of just how devastating this disaster really is. The twin quakes sent shockwaves along two major fault lines, the Tacagua-El Avila Fault and the San Sebastian Fault, which run directly beneath this densely populated stretch of Caribbean coastline, less than 100 miles from the epicenter. And the damage is staggering. More than 100 buildings have collapsed in La Guaira alone, according to the United Nations' main humanitarian agency. Roads are cracked. Apartment towers have been reduced to skeletal frames. Many people remain missing or trapped under rubble. As of Friday afternoon, at least 920 people have been killed, and that number is expected to rise. What makes this especially heartbreaking is where this disaster hit. La Guaira is Venezuela's gateway to the world. It's home to Simón Bolívar International Airport, the country's largest and one of its biggest ports. People, goods, everything flows through here. And now the airport is closed, with the terminal heavily damaged and cracks reported on at least one runway. Satellite images tell the full story of the destruction in ways that are hard to absorb. In Cati el Amar, the city right next to the airport, multi-story buildings that had been perched along a beachfront ridge have simply collapsed, gone. Just north of there, another cluster of apartment buildings sitting atop a cliff above the beach suffered the same fate. And in a nearby planned neighborhood, rows and rows of identical low-rise apartments built during Hugo Chávez's presidency in the early 2010s as part of a national social housing program, some buildings have completely collapsed, while others are sitting wildly askew. Here's the part that really puts this in perspective. Many of the people living in that housing development were placed there after surviving Venezuela's catastrophic mudslides in 1999, a disaster that killed tens of thousands. They were relocated to what was supposed to be safer ground. And now, nearly 25 years later, they are facing another catastrophe in the same place they were sent to escape one. Rescue efforts are underway, but they are being complicated by the country's existing vulnerabilities. Venezuela has been in economic crisis for more than a decade, and public services are severely weakened. Transportation shutdowns, power outages, and communication disruptions are all slowing the delivery of aid. Gas and water services have been disrupted in parts of La Guaira. Experts are clear that the first 24 to 48 hours after an earthquake are the most critical window for finding survivors alive, and much of that window is already passed, with many residents still searching for their loved ones on their own. The United States and several Latin American countries have offered help, sending humanitarian aid and rescue workers. Aid organizations are now preparing to support the basic needs of up to 200,000 people. But the Times notes that this early assessment of the damage is almost certainly incomplete. The full scale of the destruction will only become clear in the days and weeks ahead. Venezuela's coast was once known for its seaside resorts, its panoramic views of the Caribbean, its role as a busy hub of commerce, and today it is a landscape of collapsed buildings, cracked roads, and families desperately searching for the people they love. I'm glad you're listening. Stay with us for more.